Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with John Kay and Sally Nugent.
Hello, good morning. Our headlines today. Sensation at the Oscars as Best Actor winner Will Smith lashes out on stage.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow!
He hit Chris Rock after the comedian made a joke about the actor's wife and then goes on to make a tearful apology.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
The incident overshadows some of the night's other major achievements, including Kenneth Branagh's first Oscar and the Best Picture Award for Coda. We will have live reaction from Hollywood. A new round of peace talks on Ukraine. As the fighting continues, President Zelensky says he's prepared to discuss neutrality as part of a peace deal. The Labour MP, Dawn Butler, speaks for the first time since her cancer diagnosis and tells us how a routine mammogram saved her life.
The Energy Bills postcode lottery. Good morning. In the week that everyone's gas and electricity goes up, but I'll explain why where you live could affect how big the jump will be.
And after some warmth through the weekend with temperatures into the low 20s, are you ready for this? It's on our way for Thursday, some sleet and snow and a sub-zero wind chill. I'll have all the details on a big week of weather change here on Breakfast.
Good morning. It's Monday, the 28th of March, and we're talking about an extraordinary incident at the Oscars where the Hollywood actor Will Smith has had to give a tearful apology after he overshadowed the ceremony by marching onto the stage and hitting the comedian Chris Rock.
Rock had just made a joke about the hair loss suffered by Smith's wife, who has alopecia. Smith later apologised to the Academy, but not to Rock, while picking up the Best Actor award for his role in King Richard.
I think we need to see it, don't we? With all the details of this eventful night in Hollywood, here's our media and arts correspondent, David Sillito.
After last year's rather muted pandemic Oscars, which was held in a railway station, this was a full-on return to old-school red carpet Hollywood.
The 94th Academy Award.
This was the Oscars determined to be cheerful, uplifting,
West Side Story.
and inspirational, with Ariana DeBose's Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in West Side Story, and Troy Kotsur, the father in Coda, a funny and moving film about growing up in a deaf family. All was going to script, and then everything changed. Chris Rock made this joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair loss.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Her husband, Will Smith, suddenly took to the stage.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith...
The mics were cut, but the bewilderment and fury were more than clear.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
A few minutes later, Will Smith was back on stage to receive his first Oscar for his role as Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams, and a long, tearful speech about being protective of his family and what had just happened.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. This is a beautiful moment, and I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light.
All around, people were trying to process what they'd just seen. The photos capture the full force of the blow.
Are you excited to announce Best Picture?
Oh, yeah.
And the Oscar goes to...
Okay, Coda.
Meanwhile, the show continued, and the finale The Best Picture Oscar went to that small-budget film Coda, all about growing up in a deaf family, a story about inclusion and following your dreams. The Oscar voters rewarding a film that is funny, heartfelt, uplifting. But it's probably not what people will remember from the night. David Sillito, BBC News.
We're going to go live to Los Angeles right now because that is the man of the moment. That's Will Smith holding his Oscar. You can see his wife Jada with him. It's live from Beverly Hills. They are walking into the Vanity Fair post-Oscars party. That's the big, famous party that everybody goes to.
Yeah, and there was a lot of speculation. Would he turn up after what happened in the ceremony? Would he brave more possible questions from the media? You hear lots of reports. Should we listen in and hear what people are shouting? Big smiles for the photographs, but the sound off stage very different, isn't it? Because there's only one thing people are going to want to talk to him about, but he's doing the full Hollywood smile and just ignoring them.
That's the family photo he wants, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's him with his family and his wife. That's the photograph he wants to keep forever. He finally wins his Oscar after years of trying. Been nominated before. He's won it for King Richard, and that's his moment.
And yet the moment people are going to be talking about isn't the Oscar in his hand, but about the punch or the slap that was thrown moments before he collected his prize with Chris Rock on the stage. He's not going to stop and answer questions, is he? Surely.
Don't think so, but let's ask someone who might know. Our Los Angeles correspondent, Sophie Long, is right there outside that party for us this morning. Sophie, this is quite a moment.
Yeah, this is the moment that many people here have been waiting for, as you can imagine, after we saw Will Smith earlier tonight stride across the floor and strike Chris Rock. As you say, he made a tearful, very emotional speech in which he apologised to the Academy and to his fellow nominees, but no apology, no direct apology to Chris Rock himself. But this is the moment everyone's been waiting for, the man himself. It was always going to be his night. He was hotly tipped to win the Oscar for Best Actor, which he did. But of course, that was no surprise. What was surprising was what happened before. But there is a very smiley Will Smith standing on the carpet now with his family. When he made that speech, he said the man who was playing, Richard Williams, was a fierce protector of his family. And he said that's what he's been doing as well. But he's there with his wife, Jada, who of course Chris Rock made that joke about that did not land well at all. But Will Smith now all smiles as he's celebrating winning his first Oscar after 3 decades in this business.
And he's getting cheers there, Sophie. He's getting cheers there. He's punching the air with his Oscar. But how does Hollywood, how does the industry react to what he did on the stage last night? What happens now?
Well, as you can imagine, I only got a little bit of your question, John, but I think you're asking about Hollywood's reaction. I have to say that when we first were on the carpet here at the Vanity Fair party and people were first coming in, that was all they wanted to talk about. We spoke to many stars as they came in who said it was a shame. Minnie Driver, though, telling me a little earlier that, hey, this is Hollywood and the journey of an actor is an emotional one, and that's what we saw from Will Smith tonight. Many people are very disappointed. I have to say that when it was actually happening, we were here and it was one of disbelief. Most people didn't even know what was happening was real. Everyone sort of sat there and said, wait, what just happened? And at first people thought that it may have been part of the show, but obviously very soon after we realised that was not the case. When the audio was cut, when we saw the silent video of Will Smith looking very upset, very angry, shouting at Chris Rock. We do know that LAPD, the police force here, has said it won't be taking the matter any further because no complaints have been made. But I think for many people it did overshadow the evening. But I was speaking to Jared Bush and a number of Oscar winners who've been coming in. Ariana DeBose went in a few moments before Will Smith, and she was dancing along with her Oscar. And I have to say that for many people, they said it did overshadow things for about 15 minutes. But the atmosphere here now, as you can see, is one of great celebration, even for Will Smith. But Ariana DeBose went in. She made history tonight, of course, becoming the first openly queer woman of colour to win an Oscar, to win an acting Oscar for her role in West Side Story. She was absolutely jubilant, and most people who are coming along this carpet collecting gold statuettes are just very, very happy indeed. So I think there will be repercussions and there will be a continuing conversation about what happened tonight. But as you can see, the people that we're speaking to here are just very, very happy indeed about the celebration of film that took place tonight. And of course, it was an amazing night for Coda. They came away with 3 Oscars. They won Best Picture. They were the underdog. They beat the favourite. There's Jessica Chastain. She's just on the carpet now. She won the Oscar for Best Actress, of course. A wonderful night for her. I can't quite see her face. She probably got a better view. But she doesn't look quite as happy as Will Smith, who we just saw go in. But I think it has, of course, overshadowed the evening somewhat. But it has still been an evening of celebration. We haven't yet seen the stars of Coda, who we're hoping to. I mean, it feels a little late in the day, but we've just seen Will Smith and Jessica Chastain. So hopefully we'll get the chance to speak to the cast of Coda, including, of course, the young British star of that movie, Amelia Jones. So, yeah, I mean, what a night, basically. What can you say?
Absolutely. Sophie, thank you very much indeed. Sophie Long for us live for breakfast in Hollywood at the after show at the party. I mean, there wasn't a flicker in Will Smith of acknowledging what had happened just then, was there? Well, he was all smiles.
Well, I'm delighted to say that our media and arts correspondent David Sillito is here. And what I want to say to you, David, is that the performance of Will Smith's life?
What,
for that
now?
To happen,
yeah.
And then turn up on that carpet, cool as you like, smiling, beaming, getting his moment and his picture.
There's a phrase, isn't there, emotional roller coaster, and I think we've just watched an extraordinary one. There's been involved all the people who were watching it at the time, because when it happened, this was going to be the evening of Will Smith's life. This was the man who was going to be getting the Oscar, and just before it happened, suddenly this joke. He seems to laugh to start off with, and everything seems to be all smiles. Chris Rock sees him walking towards him, and even when that blow comes across his face, you could tell that Chris Rock is still trying to process what actually has just happened, what's taken place. It has happened so fast. Will Smith, the nice guy, the charming guy, the man who is almost seemingly always in control, and he is shouting abuse at Chris Rock from it. And around afterwards, he was being consoled by other actors nearby, Denzel Washington, and everyone, of course, then knowing he's about to go on stage when he wins Best Actor, because he was a complete shoo-in. And that speech, I mean, we've only shown a part of it there, was extraordinary. It went on and on and on. There were tears streaming down his face, and he was standing up there justifying the fact that he just struck another man on live television. And he talked about himself being a vessel of love. He talked about himself being very protective of his family. And he did apologise, but to the Academy and his fellow nominees, but not to Chris Rock.
I mean, there are some people this morning on social media, some celebrities saying they can understand why he felt a need to sort of stand up for his wife. But there will be people who are really, really angry, especially when they see these pictures of him arriving at the party this morning, all smiles, posing with his Oscar, as if this didn't happen, almost trying to move on, carry on.
He assaulted a man in front of everybody there. LAPD say that they have not received a complaint, a police report. They said they are aware of an incident that has taken place.
No kidding.
But it appears there will be no charges filed so far. But I don't think we've heard the end of this at all. But certainly Will Smith is there, enjoying and celebrating his moment with his family. This is what he has dreamed of for a long time. I mean, this is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is a man who has been, a major music star, the #1 movie star, and this is his moment. And it's completely overshadowed by what happened just a few minutes before.
And what's he like to interview? You've met him.
He is the most charming person you could possibly imagine. You can throw any question at him and he will come back with a funny answer, a thoughtful answer. He is incredibly sharp, incredibly bright, and totally in control of the situation. That's the thing about him. You just go, this is a man who is a total professional. There are few people quite like him when you meet them, with absolute charisma. And you're seeing it there.
If not in those moments in the middle of the night. David, thank you very much indeed. David Sillito there.